Hello everybody, this is Mike here again for Rage Gaming Guides. Today I actually wanted to make a gold making guide for World of Warcraft. Two of the add-ons that I actually use are called Auctionator and an add-on called Manacore Tycoon. Now Manacore itself is actually a pay-to-use add-on, but if you're savvy enough you'll know how to get that, and I'll not say any more in regards to that. With the Auctionator add-on, this is free from Curse as always. You can find obviously the latest versions and things like that. The reason why I use Auctionator over Auctioneer is basically because it's a lot more simple to use, in my opinion anyway. You can probably do a few more things with Auctioneer, but in terms of effort to what you can actually do with the add-on itself, I would say you can put a lot less effort into actually using Auctionator and get a lot more out of it. Okay. Now, with the Auctionator add-on itself, as you can actually see, I will drag some Maelstrom crystals to the sell tab, and what I'll actually do is scan the auction house for Maelstrom crystals, check which item has the lowest price and just undercut that slightly. Okay, now the reason why this is going to make you a lot of gold very fast is purely because you don't have to go to the browse button, search for the Maelstrom crystal and then go to auctions and then list it obviously one by one, which takes obviously a lot of time. Okay, now on a side note, I actually came back to WoW 4 days ago. I had 0 gold precisely on the Maelstrom server. Okay, now as you can see in my bag, I actually have 16,000 gold 4 days later. Okay, so I've actually made myself roughly about 4,000 gold a day from 0 gold. Okay, now the way I do that is purely from gathering. Okay, so things like ores, herbs, will make me the majority of my money at the moment. Obviously when I get a bigger pool of money I may start to use the auction house to make gold, but whether that works remains to be seen. I know it can work, but in an efficient way, at least for me. Also, a motto that I would like you to sort of always remember is one man's junk is another man's treasure. Okay, nothing could be more true in this game. Now basically, when I came back to World of Warcraft 4 days ago, I actually found a lot of kind of items in my bags that I'd never thought of selling before. So things like spirit dusts, maelstrom crystals, serpent's eyes, things like that. Okay, now the reason why I never thought of selling them is because I never had these add-ons and I never saw what they could actually auction for. Now it says 2 gold 84 there, but what that actually means is that single dust auctions for 2 gold 84. So in a stack there you're going to be looking at making roughly about 60 gold. Yeah, so basically it gives you a lot more scope in terms of what kind of gold you can be making, and very fast. Now in terms of the Manacore Tycoon add-on, you can actually right click to change the graphic, which isn't really important because it's just about making money at the end of the day. What you actually want to do is you want to left click on the activate Tycoon, and then this will pop up, welcome to Tycoon, click me. So we'll left click on that. You've got 4 tabs. You've got the auctions, the gathering, the farming and the crafting tab. Now what I actually use is the gathering tab mainly because on my priest I actually have 600 mining and 600 herbalism. So what you do is you would just click on OK, I'm ready, as you just saw. It does bring up the professions for the current character, so in the drop down tab you actually want to click herbalism or mining depending on what you want to do, or you can actually click show all, and this might bring up a mining and a herbalism route. So what you can actually see is I'll click on show all, so I did show all, that's herbalism and mining what I've actually got there. As you can see it has a route, the Jade Forest herb route. It's actually saying that the current price for the herbs that I would actually get there is 2 gold 53. The total estimated gold per hour from farming that route would be 6,700 gold per hour. Okay, now I'm not going to say you're going to make that gold, okay, because that obviously depends on a lot of factors. Say for example the flight speed of your mount, you might not have the maximum flight speed. Not only that, but you've also got to consider how many players are actually farming that area. Now what you can actually do if you want to figure out how many people are farming or how many people are selling those kind of herbs or ores or things like that, you can actually look at the competition with this add-on. So it'll actually tell you how many people roughly sort of using that route and farming those types of herbs. And trend actually means how fast it's becoming popular, basically. So how many people are sort of thinking, oh yeah, I want to do this, it's making loads of gold. So you can actually see that, and you can actually change to something different if it starts to become a little bit flooded. Okay, so basically what Manacore Tycoon does is it basically gives you an overlay or a route to actually farm a certain area for different herbs and orbs. So let's say I wanted to farm the Jade Forest herb route. I would click on this, left click go. So what I'll do is I'll go to the map now, we'll go to Pandaria and we'll click on the Jade Forest. So what you see is a very wonderful route already planned out for you just to fly around and pick up the herbs, pick up the ores, things like that. Now you might be thinking, I've had overlays like this before, they're not very good, they're not very accurate. I will tell you, this add-on is phenomenal. This will pretty much tell you exactly where every single node is in that area. It's great. Okay, now you may also be thinking, I don't want to keep opening map all the time, and you're right, that would be annoying. So what this add-on actually does, it goes even further. You can actually see the overlay on the mini-map. So up here you can actually see when you're flying about, the lines already drawn on the mini-map for you. So not only can you see all the ores there, but you can see the route that you need to fly on. So you're going to be making gold really fast and really efficiently. Now with gold making, what I've figured out, I'm pretty new to this. I've never been into gold making before, but I've decided, you know, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try a different part of the game. I've did PvP, I've played the 2200 rating, I'm happy enough with that. I've did raiding in Wrath the Lich King, I did some heroic Ice Crown content. Again, I'm happy enough with that. So now what I want to do is, I actually want to play the auction house. I want to see what kind of money I can make and what sort of markets are good, because it's not only good for games, but potentially real life, you never know. So yeah, I've been having a little bit of fun with that. Now, in regards to the farming itself, you could potentially do that, but there's also a few other tabs on Manacore Tycoon. Oops. So what I'll do is I'll bring that up now. You can actually see there is the auctions tab. So I'll left click on OK, I'm ready. Now what this actually says is it tells you the current price and it tells you the average price. Now this works best if you actually scan pretty much every day with the Auctionator add-on. It'll actually work out a very good average price, what they typically sell for. So what you can actually do is buy them all out and then list them for a good average price which people tend to pay, so you can make gold that way. Now I would only advise doing that once you have a decent pool of gold, because you don't want to take a risk and then obviously lose a lot of gold and not be able to buy stuff and things like that. In regards to farming, this is just sort of general items, things like cloth, you've got the volatile earths, things like that here. So you can actually make a little bit of gold that way if you don't have any professions. It's entirely up to you. As you can see here, Frostweave cloth on the route that it actually gives you would give you a total estimated gold per hour of roughly, 1,260 gold per hour, which isn't bad at all for farming a bit of cloth. And you've also got the crafting tab. If I click on that, as you can see at the moment, the dual crafting mounts would only cost you, well, plus the 18,000 gold that you need for the specific item from the vendor, plus a cost roughly of 2.3k. So you're looking at a profit realistically of about 15 to 10,000 gold, which isn't a bad profit at all. So yeah, if you want to do something like that, you could be making a lot of gold. So it's not super easy, but it's not super hard. What I'm trying to say is that the effort that you put in is the gold that you're going to come out with at the end of the day. In regards to getting started, just one more thing. What I actually do to make a little bit of gold is I actually farm blacksmithing packs, 1 to 600 packs. So what that actually means is I find a guide, I find all the materials required to get from level 1 to level 600 blacksmithing, and I actually compile them all on one character. If you don't have enough space, you can actually just keep stuff in the mailbox as well, so you can be ready to trade all of the materials from one character, which is very useful. So what I'll do is I'll actually relog onto my other character where I've got I haven't actually sold them, or haven't actually managed to sell them as a pack. I couldn't find anyone willing to pay the 25,000 gold that I actually wanted for the materials. Now you may be thinking, wow, that's a lot of gold, but I actually checked the prices as of today, and with a calculator I actually worked out that it would cost you roughly 23,000 gold on my server to get from level 1 to level 600 blacksmithing. The reason I wanted to sell it for 25,000 gold is because I actually want to yield a good profit basically for putting together the pack itself, just so it's very easy obviously for the person who wants to skill it up. So you want to charge a little bit of extra profit just for obviously going that extra distance. In regards to some of the prices that you can actually receive for some of the bars, I'll just go to the mailbox right now. So I've just sold some cotton bars there, as you can see in the chat. As you can actually see, Saronite bars have been going for 283 gold a stack. Ghost Iron bars, 7 bars there, only 65 gold, that's not bad. 283 gold again for Saronite, 113 gold for Elementium bars, 334 gold for Obsidian bars, so yeah, I'm pretty much making a killing here. You know, a lot of these materials aren't hard to farm. Yeah, you'll get a bit of competition, especially for Obsidian in places like Hyjal. I have been ganked quite a few times there. Yeah, you will sort of come up against a lot of competition, but if you can find an area where there's low competition for a certain material which might be selling well on one particular day, you can actually do that. Go to the Manacore Tycoon add-on and actually just find a route that you want to do. So let's just bring that back up again. So yeah, as you can see here, Fell Iron's doing really well today. I could make potentially 4,000 gold per hour. I'll just click go, bring up that route, and I'll go to Outland, and as you can see, Hellfire, I could just farm there. So a few hours, I would probably make about 8 to 12,000 gold, which isn't really bad at all. Now, the one thing with Hellfire Peninsula is that it is one of the most heavily farmed places that you'll actually find. So I would say that you'll not realistically make that kind of gold per hour. What you can actually do though is you can actually go to Shadow Moon Valley. You can actually farm the Adamantite as well as Fell Iron there, so you can actually find a lower competition area with Adamantite ore, which doesn't sell that bad on most servers as far as I know, as well as some Fell Iron ore there. Okay, now that's pretty much all I would want to explain to you in regards to this gold making guide. I don't think there's really a lot to it. It's basically two things. One man's junk is another man's treasure. If you've got any kind of random things lying about in your bags, just do a quick scan of the auction house and then hover over the items in your bag. So mage weave cloth per actual mage weave cloth is selling for 44 silver. So if I times that by 20, I would actually be looking at about 9 gold there for the stack. Okay, so what you want to do is, if you want to make a bit of gold at the start, you can sell some blacksmithing packs, so you can farm up all of those materials. You can find some random items across your different characters, do a quick scan of the auction house and then sell some of those items, and I'm sure there's plenty of other ways. Okay, so that's all for today. I really hope you've enjoyed my guide. As always, I really hope that you leave a comment, you like my video, and also subscribe. Without the subscribers, at the end of the day, the channel won't grow and I won't be able to make as much content, and I'm sure that would be a great tragedy. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching guys, see you later.